Hello everyone, today we do a small review on the FoilDrive.
Guys, this is the walk of the shame.
You don't want to come out, you know, when the battery is still a little bit.
So as you can see, North and FoilDrive, they did like a collaboration. So I have with me 3 projects. I have the FoilDrive Assist Max, so that's the biggest version. I have as well the travel battery, and I have with me the integrate mast at 15 centimeters. So we're gonna start with the first project. The FoilDrive Assist Max is delivery in the big case. So inside this case you have everything for the maintenance of the FoilDrive. So you have some tools, you have spare parts, you have some grease, everything for the maintenance is gonna be in this case. So you have also some space for the battery. The cool thing is like you can use the FoilDrive with the 6mm screw or some 8mm. The second small case is gonna be for the travel battery. So when you open it, so for the travel battery you have few screws. You just remove the screw and you can unplug in 3 parts. So you have 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts. Everything set for traveling and to make your travel battery super safe in the plane. And finally, the last project is the integrate mast over there. So you have 3 options on the integrate mast by North and FoilDrive. So the first option is the one I have, it's the 15 centimeter mast. So that means the motor is at 15 centimeter to the FoilDrive. The second option is the 20 centimeter, so it's just a bit lower. And the last option is the e-foil option, it's at 70 centimeter. So the motor is gonna be completely down, close to the foil. So if you have any question regarding the FoilDrive, you want to know which setup you want to use, you can let me know in the comments, but I'm gonna put in the description the chart for every setup, like what North and FoilDrive they recommend to use for your level and with what material you can use. So first I'm gonna talk about my side, why I'm using the FoilDrive and why I like it so much. So the first program part is gonna be for waves conditions. So when I talk about waves, I talk about Surfoil Assist. I can already see on the comments, wow, this is electric, I don't want electric. Trust me guys, when you're gonna try this, you're gonna take it like for every session. Because the difference with the knee foil and that, this is really an assist. So these things assist you to go on the waves, but it doesn't carry you all the time and it doesn't like affect your riding actually. After trying these things for a few months, now, in small conditions, I don't even go with the prone, I go with the FoilDrive. The only reason is if I go for the prone, I'm gonna take maybe 20 waves per session or maybe a bit more, 30 waves. But with that, for 1 hour, I'm gonna take 100 waves. And I have 2 batteries, so I can stay 2 hours. So this is completely crazy. So I use really often the MIDI, the 42 liter. It's a 5.2, that's exactly that one. For the mast, I'm using only the 15. So that's the one with the motor super high, so really close to the board. So regarding the mast, I'm using every day like a 85 centimeter. And that one, it's a 80 centimeter. But because the FoilDrive do 5 centimeter and you have the mast, it's a 80 centimeter mast, but it feels like really similar to a 85 centimeter. So I'm really in my comfort zone with that mast. For the fuselage, I'm using the shortest one, the C600, because I don't need to pump, I don't need to connect, I can just use the assist, the FoilDrive, to connect every waves. For the stabilizer, I'm using the S185 and sometimes the 178. I'm 72 kilo, so for the front wing, most of the time, I'm using the SF830. It's a bit bigger than the one I use for prone, because if I take the smallest one, I have less session. I cannot spend 1 hour, I'm gonna spend like 30 or 40 minutes, so a bit less. I prefer to have a bigger foil and be a bit more critical and radical, but stay longer in the water and take more waves, then have something smaller and have a short session. So my perfect prone setup for waves is the SF830 with the S185 with the C600 fuselage, the 80 cm mast at 15 cm from the board, the FoilDrive, and the board, the MIDI 5.2 for 52 liters. Hey guys, for the connection with the FoilDrive, if you have a MIDI board, I really recommend to use that. I just put them on the back, so when I put my foil, it touched the things who touch the board, and I have a perfect connections. So I'm just using that for the connection, small tips. It's really helpful and it gives you a really good connection. So now we're gonna talk about to compare the prone session and the FoilDrive assist session in waves condition. So basically with the FoilDrive, I go only on small condition. I didn't charge yet some big waves. I didn't get the opportunity yet, but I go most of the time between 0.5 and 1.5 meter with the FoilDrive. And if I have to compare with the prone, I can go in smaller condition with the FoilDrive than the prone, because you can shoot like super far away the waves. You can see a set coming and you can go straight on the set and take the set and start playing, doing some carves super far away and coming back close to the shore. So I had more fun with the FoilDrive in small condition than the prone. Regarding the feelings, I'm super close to a feeling of prone. That's pretty weird, but I feel super comfortable on that setup. Like when I carve, I don't feel I have a lot of inertia due to the weight of the FoilDrive, because that was my first thought. When I saw the FoilDrive, I was like, when I'm gonna do some curve, it's gonna be hard, but actually not at all. It's pretty easy to turn. You can feel it's not exactly when you do some prone, but it's pretty similar. So for the turn, for sure, with the prone, you're gonna be more radical. When I say radical, I really say about like getting some angles. So for the pumping, it's better to use the prone. You can get lower on the mast, so you can have a better pumping with the prone board than the FoilDrive. But the FoilDrive, you don't need to pump. When you finish the wave, you just use the trigger and you go up to the spot with the motor. With the FoilDrive, you never touch the water. You can do like 1 hour of session without touching the water and just like going some circle and going endless. It's crazy how many waves you can take with the FoilDrive compared to the prone. So let's talk about the second sport when I'm using the FoilDrive, the downwind. So the FoilDrive makes really sense for the downwind, because if you think a bit about the FoilDrive, it's really an assist. It's only for the takeoff because the motor is super high. So you use it only for the takeoff, and when you are up on the foil, you can release the trigger and just use the foil, your normal foil. So I already did a YouTube video on the FoilDrive downwind. So I'll let you check in the description. I'm gonna put the link. So for the downwind, I'm gonna be really careful because guys, I already get some trouble with downwind and it's important to have a bigger board. So me, I'm going with that board with the 52 liter, but don't do it. Like go with the proper sub downwind board with a lot of liter, like 100, 120. The perfect setup for me is gonna be the Horizon, the 115 liter. For the mast, I'm going to use the same integrate mast at 15 cm from the board. For the fuselage, the C650, and for the stabilizer, the 142, because I like the way of getting stable and rest. And for the front wing, a downwind one, so the 750 or even the 680. So if I have to compare with the prone after every wave, I use the motor to go back to the peak and to take another wave. So my objective in downwind with the FoilDrive, it's to always keep the higher percentage of the battery. So I'm super happy when I look my remote and I have like 85% of battery, because that's mean I didn't use a lot and I can do another downwind. So my utilization about the FoilDrive in downwind and in prone, it's really different. In downwind, I'm trying to use the less possible the FoilDrive, and in prone, I'm using really often the FoilDrive. So for the other discipline, can you use this for light wind in wing foil or for some para wing? I never tried, to be honest. In wing foil, light wind, my technique is, I would say, pretty good. So I can go in light conditions, and if it's super light and I really need to use that, I prefer to go like for FoilDrive prone than having a wing and get like something in the hand and pump and the remote or whatever. You can let me know in the comments if you already use the FoilDrive for wing foil or for para wing or for other support. But for me, I'm feeling really more comfortable to using with the prone or using with for the downwind. So for the conclusion, I can already see all the comments like, hey man, this is electric, blah blah blah. Guys, trust me, if I give you that setup, I don't know where you are right now. Let me know in the comments where you are. And if I'm gonna pass close to your house, I'm gonna just let you try this setup for prone. And trust me, after 1 hour and taking every waves, you're gonna feel like, fuck, I need to buy one. I was the same as you guys, like feeling a bit like, ah, this is electric. So you have really two worlds. You have the e-foil world with the motor and the big battery and super heavy, and the assist. The assist, it's actually inside the foil world. So because you can use your own foils, you can use your own board. So at the end, it's just an assist for your foil. So it's not an e-foil things. FoilDrive and e-foil, it's completely different. So for who is this FoilDrive? So I really feel that the FoilDrive have a place to the school, because you don't have to buy your e-foil. You can use your own gear from the school, but with an assistant. And with the 3 setup of North, with the foil, the motor super down as an e-foil, it's gonna be really for beginner. After you have the motor at 20 centimeter, so it's for people who can manage to foil but who don't have a lot of experience. And the final one at 15 centimeter, the third option of the mast. And that one is really for people who already know what they want and they already foils and they are super comfortable on the foil. And the second person who can be really interesting for the FoilDrive, it's all the people who don't have the technique. I'm gonna explain myself. So everyone know the sub downwind, for example, it's super technical. And to do the takeoff, it's super hard. Like you have to get a really good cardio, you have to be really good physically. So it's not for everyone. It's really a niche actually. And the FoilDrive can open all this downwind niche to everyone, because this assist can really help you to do the takeoff. And after that, you can try to find the way and pump and do a normal downwind. So if you don't have the technique for downwind, but as well for prone. So prone, it's a bit less niche than the downwind, but it's still super technical. After 1 year of prone, if you are able to connect some other waves, that means you are super good. So prone, it's super hard. It's exactly like sub. It's not niche like sub downwind, but it's super hard because you have to find the good condition. You have to have always the good gear. You have with the tide. So it's always super hard to get everything and to get ready for a prone session. So with that, you can get able to really learn quicker than the prone guy, because you're gonna take more waves. You're gonna be always up on the foil, so you're gonna spend more time on the foil than the prone guy. So it's gonna be quicker to learn with the FoilDrive for the turn, for the carve, for the pumping than the normal prone guy. Because for 1 hour session with the FoilDrive, you're gonna spend like 45 minutes on the foil, and the prone guy, the normal prone guy, for 1 hour of surf foiling, you're gonna spend maybe 5 minutes on the foil. So this balance makes me think that this assist, it's really helpful for people who don't have a lot of technique and who don't want to spend a lot of time in the water. I'm not saying the FoilDrive it's only an assist for people who don't have technique, because not everyone have like 10 hours per week to spend in the water. And this thing in 1 hour you can learn super quick. So if you do 1 hour FoilDrive per week, it's gonna be way more efficient than if you do like 2 or 3 hours per week for the prone.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.